Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. This is going to be 2 vampire counts versus 2 dwarves. Good versus evil. For my army, I brought Isabella von Karstein, zombie frontline. We have 2 can race in here protecting, or on the flanks of 3 Graveguard, one of which is the Sternsman. 2 of them have great weapons. 3 Cryptors, and then also brought the Black Coach, because it was changed in the recent patch. No longer does it have 3 activated abilities. Instead, it will eventually get those abilities permanently the longer you are in melee combat. So after 45 seconds, you'll get this, then you'll get this, then you get this. So eventually you can get all 3 buffs if you put it in combat long enough. So I wanted to give it a shot. So there we go. We have the Black Coach. For my allies army, we have 4 Cryptors. There's a very wide formation. 4 Cryptors, multiple zombies scattered about. We have 8 Graveguard. 3 of them are great weapons. The rest are normal Graveguard. They're being led by a Master Necromancer and also a Banshee. For the 2 dwarf players here, we have a front line of Longbeards with great weapons, including the Grumbling Guard, 2 Runesmiths, Thorgrim Grudgebearer, Uthar's Raiders, Thunderers, a group of Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, 2 Slayers, Cannon, and Goblobber. For the other player, we have, 3 Thunderers? Yeah, 3 Thunderers, 2 more Cannons, 2 Miners, front line of Longbeards, back line of Dwarf Warriors. This one is being led by a Rune Lord, Hathane, and a Runesmith, and then we have a group of Rangers that are Vanguard deployed, or just deployed away from them. So, good versus evil. This is about as good as evil as you can get, I guess. I would think, anyway. So, the first thing I'm going to do here is try and shut down the enemy artillery with the Raised Dead of Isabella. We're going to fly over here and just cast some zombies, but you can see these Thunderers are like 1 salvo from each one of these Thunderers, and that's it. We are down to half health, and I was like, holy shit. So I cast 1 zombie, then I did her Chalice item on herself, so she's going to heal that back up. But man, I was not expecting that much damage after just 1 salvo from each of those. So I'm going to pull back, but it does stop the cannons and the Goblobber for a brief time, but there still are 2 more cannons out there taking out my Cryptors and my Sternsman. You can see this Cryptor is also taking a lot of damage. A lot of damage. So now I'm going to go back and try to do the same thing to these 2 cannons and try and shut them down. You can see Uthar's Raiders and the Thunderers coming over here to try and get towards Isabella. But at this point, we do have forces nearby. We're going to be engaging in melee. We're going to try and flank here. We're going to try and flank there, and then hit their front line. You can see the Rangers out there doing some damage to the Cryptors. So I want to try and go through these Uthor Raiders and the Thunderers, but you can see we're going to get bogged down a little bit by the Slayers. So I'm going to give multiple move orders to try and go through. Cast some zombies back here. You can see Rune of Wrath. The Rune is going to be dropped on, I think, mostly our Cairn race for the most part. My poor Banshee that I had, I did a group attack order, so everybody just kind of had their signed orders. And the Banshee went up the middle, and so she's actually getting killed by Thorgrim Grudgebearer because he has magical damage. But I was not paying attention because there's a lot to micromanage between the Black Coach trying to flank on 2 different sides and also make sure Isabella doesn't get sniped. So I didn't even realize she was fighting against Thorgrim here. So she is slowly dying to Thorgrim's magical damage. I do cast an Invocation of the Heck here to try and keep our forces healed up and cast it on this area right there. So lucky enough, the Banshee is going to get caught in that. Meanwhile, the Black Coach... there it is. Going through the Thunderer line back here, it's taking a lot of damage from multiple range attacks, but we did do some decent damage to these Thunderers who ran by.
I will.
Meanwhile, back here, we're being held in place by these Warriors, Dragonfire Pass, and these Slayers, but our 2 Cannon Race are getting onto these Thunderers and just sandwich them and just going to destroy them. I think I cast a group of zombies on these Raiders. Maybe? Yeah. Cast a group of zombies on those Raiders, and I'm going to try and cast on the zombie on these 2 cannons because this one is about to die. Meanwhile, my Black Coach is going to try and come back through here and take all these range forces out, but I don't micromanage it as much as I probably should have because I was busy over here as well. So we dealt with that broken group of Thunderers. And I wanted to break this patch of Dwarven Warriors because we have the Cryptor, we have some zombies, and then 2 Cannon Rays. I was like, surely this is going to fall pretty quickly. It doesn't really fall that quickly. You can see Isabella taking some focus fire, but we did manage to cast another one of the zombies. The Black Coach went through the crossbows, and now I moved it here to try and get it to go like that, but I forgot to give it its 2nd move order because I went back to do something else. And there we go, I finally get it to move, but it's just getting kind of focused out by these Rangers. Meanwhile, my ally is just engaging as a 2nd dwarf player, all the Graveguard, and just this massive kind of frontline battle like this. Then my black coach, I gave the attack order, and then it attacked and then stopped and didn't move, so I had to give another move order. Meanwhile, the front line, we are still dealing with these Longbeards and the heroes of this dwarf player. The Longbeards just refuse to rout, including the Grumbling Guard. They are putting up a massive fight for us. And the two cannon rays back here are not enough to try and take out this patch as well, which is upsetting. One of them is Slayer, so they won't rout, but I was really hoping to rout the Warriors during fire pass. Meanwhile, the Black Coach is still up here just trying to tie down these Thunderers along with the zombie. Isabella just flying around, dropping zombies right now, and now she's going to give a charge to Thorgan Grudgebearer. And that's when I can see that these units are trying to converge onto Isabella, so I'm like, nope. So we're going to move her out of there. Get these cannon rays over here to reinforce this position against Thorgrim, his Runesmith, and some other Slayers. Also trying to pin them down with, I guess, Graveguard. I thought those were zombies, but no, it's just Graveguard. Here, I'm trying to get the Black Coach into a point where we can cast Invocation of the Heck on it in just a few moments, because I was about to have enough points of magic to do that, but it is not going to survive this Blast of Thunderers. So Black Coach is going to die. Meanwhile, my ally still is going on a frontline battle against the enemy Longbeards right here. One of them is breaking. You see, we do have some additional Graveguard back here and just kind of intermixed everywhere, actually, because we have more over here as well. Just trying to put pressure to the Thunderers, who are now, they're kind of freed up since my coach is dead, but we're going to try and get them pinned down again. These Thunderers are now free to fire into the back of my cannon race, so I'm going to try and deal with them. You can see I've put a lot of power in here to try and destroy Thorgrim, but now I'm like, you know what? Forget Thorgrim. He's pretty slow, so we're just going to forget this fight. We're going to go up here, shut these down, go up here, try and shut these down, and trying to kill these Thunderers, and basically just take out all the ranged forces. So you see I'm also disengaging from this Runesmith and these Slayers. I'm going to leave behind zombies to just try and keep them slowed down. But there's really no purpose for me to sit here in a clump and try and slowly whittle down Thorgrim and these Runesmiths. So I'm like, F that. We're just going to disengage. And you can see we are now charging up the lines and trying to get into these Thunderers and shut down the rest of the cannons. Meanwhile, my ally is still dealing with the Longbeards, for the most part, really. And you see more Dwarf Warriors back here dealing with these Graveguards, just trying to protect the Thunderers that are still in a nice position, including their crossbows. So I'm going to try to assist my ally with that, while I just continue to disengage from what is left over here. You can see I'm throwing another group of zombies into this hero squad to try and just slow them down. Meanwhile, everything else is going over here. So again, I want to try and help my ally clean up, because there's still a lot of Dwarf Warriors and Thunderers over here. So I really want to try and help my ally deal with that. So that's what we're going to do. This Graveguard is going to get sacrificed. I'm going to have them fight against the Runesmith and the Slayers, while the rest of my army, what is left of it, including the Cannon Race and the Cryptors, are going to deal with these second cannon position, which we do. And we're also dealing with those Thunderers, or we wanted to deal with those Thunderers, which we did. And now we're going to plow through the Miners, and then we're going to try and hit these targets next. You can see this group of Thunderers is getting getting destroyed by, the Cryptors, but you can see they're also getting shot in the face. So I need to try and shut these guys down as soon as possible, which is why I'm sending Isabella up there now. So just notice that they were just kind of plowing my teammates, Cryptors, in the face with the Thunderer bullets. So we're going to stop them from firing as the rest of our forces take out these Miners really quickly. And now we're going to send some cannon race over here to assist Isabella against these Thunderers. This group of Thunderers was wiped out by the Cryptors. Now they have nothing really left to fear, since these Thunderers are no longer firing at them. But there is still a lot of Dwarf Warriors back here. There is even still some Longbeards up here, though they are finally starting to rout under the Banshee and the Graveguard and Cryptors. Master Necromancer is safe and sound, kind of in the middle of the battlefield. So good on them for keeping the Master Necromancer safe. Meanwhile, back here we have the Rune Lord just duking it out with some Graveguard and the Cryptors, along with his bodyguard of the Thane. Now you can see here the Cannon Race and Isabella dealing with these other group of Thunderers. Meanwhile, the other Dwarf player that I was fighting, all their forces are still back here because they were held up by the zombies and also by the Graveguard. They tried to get the cannon crew back online, so I threw some zombies over there, but I'm going to just throw Isabella over there as well, because the zombies will not be able to finish them off. And you can see now we're going to slam into the back of these crossbowmen and try and deal with these additional Longbeards and Runesmith. Again, just trying to help my ally destroy their Dwarf enemy first, as this Dwarf enemy has a little ways to travel, and Dwarves are pretty slow. So just make use of that, and if you don't need to fight them, then don't fight them. So here Isabella's going to fly across the battlefield and shut down this cannon once again, because I do not want it firing into our Cryptors. We're still routing off these crossbows, and now I'm going to send my forces, except for this zombie here, who's also now slowing down this hero squad once again. I'm just using my zombies as sacrificial speed bumps, basically, trying to slow down this enemy Dwarf player from reaching the other Dwarf player, because I didn't want a clump of all these heroes in one, massive, clump of Runesmiths just casting Wrath and Ruins and protection shit, and I didn't want that happening, so I continued trying to slow them, and I'm just trying to wrap up the rest of this dwarf player along with my allies. So now we're on this runesmith. Isabella shut down that cannon once again, so she is now flying over here to try and deal with the enemy runesmith, while these guys are still dealing with my allies' graveguard and my zombies. And you can see there's not much left of our forces either, but the power bar is in our favor. And the Rune Lord is succumbing to his wounds for, you know, fighting a Cryptor and Graveguard and a Banshee by himself. I guess along also with the help of the Thane. And then back here, my forces along with my ally and the Master Necromancer are going to be dealing with this Runesmith. I did just lose my group of zombies to this other dwarf player's hero squad now, and these Graveguard will fall soon as well. But you see that my ally is pulling more Graveguard across the battlefield and also throwing in some Cryptors here to slow them down a little bit more so we can finish isolating and destroying the rest of the dwarf player. So now I'm going to march my forces down here, finish up the Rune Lord and the Thane. As Isabella is going to stay up here with the rest of my allies' forces and take care of the Runesmith. Cryptor is kind of being sacrificial here, but they are holding up this entire force by themselves, allowing time for this Graveguard to get over here as well. If this hero squad, again, if they met up with the other dwarves hero squad, you know, the Rune Lord, you would have had a Rune Lord, 3 Runesmiths, a Thane, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer all in a tight group, just casting Runes of Wrath and Ruin, and like I said, and like that could be deadly. Very deadly, so we needed to keep them separate, so that's why we were trying to slow these guys down. Well, that's why I was trying to slow these guys down. I don't know if my ally was thinking the same. But we bought enough time, so we have actually managed to destroy the other dwarf player's forces entirely. And now we are about to hit the rest of the dwarves, but they are going to now succumb to the power bar and just losses across the army, and they are going to do a rout. But man, that was a bloody battle. Holy crap, we did not have much there towards the end. But so good game to all involved. My poor black coach only netted 8 kills. I think it's better. No matter what, the black coach is definitely better now that it can get those 3 buffs over time permanently instead of a temporary, you know, buff that you activate for, you know, however long they were. It's definitely better, and I need to bring this more so I can actually see its full potential, but it got focused down hard by just a bunch of Thunderers and Crossbows in this battle. Isabella netting 35 kills is pretty good. Zombies did well, Can Race did well, Graveguard did well, except for the Sterns when they kind of got crushed. And some of the Graveguard did, or Cryptora, sorry, did pretty good. For Namen Loser Niemand, 26 kills on a Master Necromancer is odd, but good, odd though. We also have a lot of kills on the Graveguard across the board, and then about half of the Cryptoras did a lot of work. This one probably got shut down by cannons on the long march to the dwarf line. For Burrito Z, the Rune Lord dwarf, a lot of kills for their heroes. These miners got so many kills. The Longbeards racked up the kill. These guys racked up tons of kills across the board. And then Euripides Pants Off. Again, their hero squad did amazing. Their Longbeards, for the most part, did really good. Slayers getting 257 kills is great. Cannons 28 kills, but a lot of that was Cryptors, so that's really good. Goblubber 131 is great, and then the Ulthars Raiders is great. So a lot of kills for the dwarf players, and again, it was a bloody battle. I only had 45 units remaining. My ally only had 312. So yeah, good game. We pretty close to losing that. Like, Isabella was close to getting sniped 2 times. It was pretty scary, and she was at her max regen. I couldn't regen her anymore. That's how much damage was dealt her by the Dwarven Thunderers. So again, good game, everybody, and I hope you enjoyed, and let's go watch a cinematic view of the Von Karsteins versus the Dwarves. These poor Sternsmen, they got focused down hard. Whoa, hold on. What is up with this? Look at these floating bodies. Oh, CA. Friends, I think you put this layer a little too far above the actual ground. I had never noticed. Look at all these floating bodies, man. What the fuck? Okay, well, like, you don't notice that when you're, you know, watching from up here. I guess you could, but I didn't. Anyway. That's so weird. All those bodies up there. Get out of there, coach. Lord kind of got separated from the rest of his army.
fear. It shall be. Very well. Swiftly. Death is coming. Excellent. Quickly. Agreed.
Cut their head-spitting tongues out!
Swiftly. I will.
Ah, there's really not much left besides their heroes.
Do not shame your ancestors!
It shall be. For unlight. I will do this.
This Runor does not seem to be that bothered, surrounded by... Oh. Well.
By my will. Quickly. I ascend. Swiftly. Quickly.
And there we go. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and I will see you all next time. Take care.